Welcome to the Traveling Zen Space. This is a yoga stretch sequence to prepare for a good night's sleep. I invite you to put on loose, comfortable clothing, or you can do this in your pajamas. Fix yourself a nice warm beverage and prepare for this to be the last activity before bed. We're going to slow down to calm down, and we're going to shift into the rest and digest portion of our nervous system. Remember, you can skip or modify any posture that does not serve you this evening, and grab any props that you feel that you may need for support. And remember, your body is the guru. Honor and listen to it. Let's begin our practice lying flat on our back in a supine position. Take up space on your mat, extend the legs long. The arms can rest by your sides, or you can place one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes here as we move inward and check in with our inner world. Feel the rise and the fall of the belly and the hands as you inhale and exhale. Softening the shoulders and the face, the legs. And mentally start to create distance between this present moment right here and the day that you just had. This moment, maybe you can check in and see how the body feels. Do you feel tightness? Is there any discomfort? And breathe into the sensation. If your eyes were closed, you'll softly blink them open and draw the right knee towards the chest, grabbing hold of behind the right thigh or the right shin. And you can make some ankle circles here in one direction. And then switch the direction of your ankle rotations. And then we'll inhale, draw the right knee away from the body. And as you exhale, draw the right knee towards the chest. Doing that a couple more times, just inhaling, drawing it away from the body, and exhaling, melting the right knee towards the chest. And then you'll hold the right knee towards the chest for a moment. And then you'll inhale and take the right knee over to the left, coming into a supine twist. Extending the right arm over to the right and taking your gaze upwards or over to the right hand. You can always place a block or a bolster under the right knee if you need the ground to be a little bit closer to you. Inhale, come back to center onto your back, and we're gonna just draw the right knee in closer to the chest one more time. And then release, and we'll move over to the left side. Draw your left knee in towards the chest. Making some ankle rotations. And there might be a little bit of cracking and popping just as air moves throughout the joints. Softening the shoulders down. And then we'll move through the flow as we draw the left knee away from the body and then pull it in towards the chest. So as you exhale, see if you can draw the left knee a little bit closer than the last time. And you'll just draw the left knee in, and then you'll hold it. And then as you exhale, take the left knee over to the right, coming into your supine twist. Plugging in both shoulders, the upper body into the ground. Relaxing the left knee down and softening the left hip. Inhale to release and come back to center. Draw both knees in towards the chest for Apanasana and take a rock from side to side, massaging out the back body. We're going to find our way into tabletop position, and you can do this by either just swinging the legs off to one side, or you can rock back and forth on the spine, sending the feet overhead, and just coming over the legs and find yourself on all fours. Once you're upright, you'll bring the big toes together, preparing for child's pose. And you can either leave the legs together or take the knees out wide. Push the hips back towards the heels. And melt the chest and the forehead down. You can rest it on a block, a blanket, or bring the forehead down to the ground. Soften the shoulders here, the fingers, the toes, and see if with every exhalation, if you can inch the chest closer to the ground. Inhale, lift your gaze, and walk the hands over to the left. So the left hand is off the left side of your mat, and then melt the chest and the head down, moving into a side stretch of the right side of the body, the right ribs. On an inhalation, you'll lift the head to release and walk the hands through the center of the mat, coming to stretch over to the right side. Melting the head and the chest down and breathing deeply into the left side body. Inhale to release. Come through center. Just move the spine side to side, warming up the muscles of the spine and the shoulders. Come upright onto all fours, stacking the knees right under the hips and the wrists right under the shoulders. We're going to move into cat-cow. And as you inhale, lift the tailbone, send the heart forward and the shoulders back towards the hips. And as you exhale, push into the hand and the shins and round through your upper back. Inhaling, drop the belly, lift the tailbone. Exhale, push the ground away and round through your back. And link your breath and movement as you move through a few more cat-cows. On your next inhalation, come back to neutral spine and bring the knees back and come to lie flat on your stomach for cobra. Keep the hands by the low ribs, plug the elbows in towards each other. Draw the shoulder heads back away from the ears. And as you inhale, draw the chest up for cobra. And exhale, melt the heart down. Inhale, come up for cobra. And then exhale, melt the chest down. Link your breath and movement in this way a few more times. We're going to release our cobra flow and bring the elbows right under the shoulders, preparing for sphinx. Elbows are shoulders distance apart. Then you'll send the fingertips to the front of the mat, palms facing down. Draw the shoulders down and back. Tilt the chin down a little bit to keep a nice long back of your neck. Send the heart forward and release the buttocks and the legs. You can stay here in Sphinx pose, or you have the option to bring the upper body up into seal pose, taking the hands a little bit wider, drawing the shoulders down, sending the heart forward, and being gentle and mindful here with the lower back. Exhale to release. Come up onto all fours and tuck the back toes under. Preparing for downward facing dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Hands or shoulders distance apart. Push into the ground. Send the hips up and back. Send the heart towards the upper thighs. And you can keep a nice soft bend in the knees if the back body is feeling tight. Let's pedal out through the hamstrings. Just taking your time to move slow here and breathing into the back body. On an inhale, come onto both tippy toes and then exhale to sink the heels down. We're going to do this twice more. Inhaling to come up onto the tippy toes and then exhaling to sink the heels down. One more time. On your next exhalation, step the left foot up to the outside of the left hand, coming into lizard pose. Gently place the right knee down, untuck the right toes, and you can place a block under the hands here for more support and height. And see if you can maintain a straight spine so the back is flat. Heart forward and shoulders relaxed down. And breathing and using your exhalations to see if you can sink the hips down. You can hold traditional lizard, or you can come onto the pinky toe edge of your left foot, sending the left knee to the left, making sure that the left knee and the left toes are pointing the same direction, using the left hand to push the left knee away for a deeper hip stretch. Inhale to release, come back to center. We're gonna step back into downward facing dog, just to release. And we're gonna move over to the right side. On your exhalation, step the right foot forward on the outside of the right hand, placing the left knee down, and seeing if you notice a difference between the left and the right hip. And if you took that deeper hip stretch on the left side, you'll come onto the right pinky toe edge of the foot, making sure that the right toes and the right knee are pointing the same direction, using the right hand to gently push the right knee away, getting deeper into the right hip. Inhale to release and come back to center, stepping the foot back into downward facing dog. Hold downward dog for one breath, and then you're going to inhale and walk the hands back towards the feet. You're at the back of your mat in standing forward fold. And we're going to just take a ragdoll here, shaking out the head, releasing the neck and the shoulders. And take a hold of opposite elbows and just let the upper body hang over the legs. You can also take the upper body left and right to loosen up the lower back. And we're going to take our forward fold into a flow. On an inhale, you're going to bring the hands to the shins and come to a flat back. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips and melt forward. Twice more like this. Inhale, up to a flat back. Exhale to fold. One last time. Inhaling up, nice long spine. Exhale down. On your next inhale, walk the hands forward into your downward dog just for a moment. And then bring the knees down, into your child's pose. Take one breath cycle in child's pose. Inhale to come up and release. We're going to move into pigeon pose. Grab any block or blanket that you may need for this posture. I'm going to use a bolster at the front of the mat to support the upper body. We're going to begin on the left side. Draw the left knee forward to the inner left wrist, bringing the left shin either parallel to the front of the mat or draw the left heel in towards the groin. And use the right back toes to lengthen out the pigeon pose. Draw your left hip back and your right hip forward to square the hips, and place a block or a folded up blanket under the left hip for more support if needed. We're going to turn our pigeon pose into a flow. We're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head and then exhale to fold forward. Twice more. Inhaling, heart forward, long spine. Exhale to melt forward. Exhale to fold and stay down, either resting the forehead on a block, stacked fists, or a blanket, or you can rest the upper body on a bolster. Soften the back of the heart and the front of heart down towards the ground. Soften the shoulders and the expression on the face. Take an inhale to release. Push the hands into the ground, come upright. Tuck the right back toes under and push back into downward facing dog. You can pedal out through the legs or bend into the left knee and take the left leg up and make large hip circles, releasing the joint. Let's prepare for pigeon pose on the right side. Draw the right knee forward to the right inner wrist, bringing that right shin parallel to the front of the mat, or just draw the right heel towards the groin, using the left back toes to spread out and lengthen your pigeon pose. Draw the right hip back and the left hip forward to square the hips. And moving into that flow, you'll inhale and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale to come up. Exhale, leading with the heart, fold forward. One more time. Inhale up and forward fold to stay. Checking in and making sure you're not clenching anywhere in the body. Check in with the face, the jaw, even the toes and the fingers. Soften the whole body here. Take an inhale to push into the floor and bring the body upright. And then you'll tuck the left back toes under, lift the right leg, and push back into downward facing dog. And you can take a moment to pedal out through the legs. And then you could bend into the right knee and take the right leg up and just take a few circles here to release the hip. Come down to release down dog. Move any props that were used off to the side. We're going to come to a seated, one-legged forward fold. You can start off by extending both legs out wide, and then you're going to draw that right heel in towards the groin. And just make sure to move any fleshy parts of the thighs or the buttocks out of the way to sit up nice and tall. Flex the left toes towards the face, and then on an exhalation, you'll fold forward. Make sure to draw that right hip down, keeping both hips rooted down. Inhale to release. Moving over to the left side, draw the left heel in towards the groin, flex the right toes towards the face, root down through both hips, and then on an exhalation, you could fold forward or you could stay upright. next inhalation, come upright and release. Lengthen out the left leg. Both legs are opened wide, coming into straddle pose. Inhale to sit up nice and tall, and you could stay there, or exhale to fold forward as far as you can. Not concerning ourselves with how far forward we can fold, but just breathing and feeling a stretch sensation. Take an inhale to come upright and release, and bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Interlace the fingers around the feet, sit up nice and tall, draw the crown of the head up and the shoulders down. Relax the knees and the hips. Just take the breath all the way down to your lower belly as you ground down and extend up through your spine and the crown of the head. You can remain here in bound angle, or you can move the feet so the heels move away from the body, making a diamond with the legs, and then you'll exhale to round the back. Relaxing the hands, so releasing the interlaced fingers and allowing the whole body to soften down here. Inhale to roll up and release. And let's make our way onto our backs. Draw both knees in towards the chest. We're going to grab the outer edges of the feet and open up into happy baby pose. Drawing both knees down towards the underarms. And relax the shoulders and plug the upper body into the ground. You can hold it still here, or you can rock from side to side, massaging out the back. Release the legs down, and we're going to prepare for Shavasana pose, our corpse pose. Taking the legs out long and wide and the arms by your side. Or you can incorporate some props and make it a bit more restorative by placing some stacked pillows or a bolster right behind the hips. And you can keep the legs out long, or you can bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly and just lie back, tucking the shoulder blades under the body, heart open, shoulders down and back away from the ears, soft hips, soft knees. Release the fingers, and even let the fingers curl in towards themselves. Soften the muscles of the face, the muscles around the eyes. Just letting the body grow heavy, calm, and quiet. Take a deep breath in and make some gentle movements. And if you're in reclined butterfly, you'll use the hands to bring the knees together and lengthen them out. Take a nice long stretch with the body. side lying position and just take a pause. Extend gratitude and thanks to yourself for practicing and giving back to your body and your mind. Gently push into the ground, keeping the gaze soft, keeping the eyes closed, and come to easy seated pose. On an inhale, you'll sweep the arms out, around, and up. The palms come to touch overhead. And gently rest the palms on the forehead as a reminder that you are the master of your Zen. Palms come to rest at the lips as a reminder to communicate our truth with authenticity and kindness. Palms come to rest at the heart center as a reminder to know thyself and love thyself. Thank you for practicing with me. Peace and ease to you. Sleep well. If you enjoyed this session and it helped you, please share it with someone it can help. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be aware of when I post. Until next time.